Welcome to another Boom or Bust editorial. I'm your host Terry, and today we're talking about Kareem Hunt, recently released from the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, there's no easy way to talk about this. I know how this is going to go. So we could talk about the game from sports teams, and you're not gonna have people agree with each other. So I'm pretty sure this is just going to be that times 100. But anyway, I'm always going to say what I feel. Kareem Hunt, if you didn't know, again, was released today after TMZ released a video from almost a year ago, not quite a year ago, but almost a year ago. And so this video has been out there. It's from security footage. However, it was not released to the public. So unlike some other situations, the NFL didn't know about this, or I'm sorry, they didn't see the video. Chiefs didn't see the video. And so some people immediately would think of the Ray Rice situation where they saw the video and they knew what was on the video. And so that situation, the team and the NFL came down, made their decision, was like, we feel good about this. Then the video dropped. Then the world was upset. And so they placated and reacted. It was like, oh my God, yeah, it was so terrible. We got to kick him out of the league. And this dates all the way back. Now, this is a loaded discussion. This is sports. This is politics. This is social justice. This is all these things wrapped into one. So I'm going to be careful to navigate it. But all of my thoughts on those things play into the way I think. You have to acknowledge that. You can't act like that's not part of it. And for me, I said at the time with Ray Rice, this is going to set a dangerous precedent. And frankly, the society we live in today, we're a walking dangerous precedent because we're a walking public court of opinion. Facts don't matter. Only opinions, only what people feel. And so that in itself is already dangerous. But specifically with football and the NFL, that day, they pretty much said the punishment will be dictated by the public. We will let the outcry dictate how we handle things. And of course, don't forget the number one rule is that talent is the most important. Unless you flat out do something like undeniably crazy, talent's always going to be the most important. If that was Pat Mahomes on that video, he would not be released right now. Just know that. If that was Tyreek Hill on that video, and that's a whole nother discussion, he would not be released right now. So talent always wins out. Kareem Hunt, great back, second year guy, hasn't proved it over the long haul. And he's on a team where he's no longer the main weapon. And so he's expendable. Make no doubt about that. Running back, he's expendable. And so talent rules all. However, right after talent is the court of public opinion. And so if the outcry is bad, oh, well then that's going to dictate what we do. And so the NFL set that standard up. They set themselves up with the Ray Rice decision. So from that point on, when you have things that are highly public, they're going to have to react a certain way because there's nothing else they can do. Now they set up the commissioner's exempt list and all that stuff to pretty much take the blame off of themselves. Cause then what they get to say is, hey, they're on the exempt list. We didn't kick them out of the league. We didn't suspend them necessarily. We just said they can't play or practice while we're figuring it out. And so if a team keeps a player on, the roster or whatever, and people are like, well, why is he still in the league? Oh, well, the team kept him. They didn't have to keep him. And so you saw Reuben Foster recently, and then the 49ers released him. Same thing with the Chiefs. Now, a little different because Reuben Foster, while really good, not the same, I would say, pecking order as Kareem Hunt on the Chiefs. And so they had a little tougher decision, but still the same decision. The NFL washed their hands of it. Like, hey, we satisfied our part, and now the Chiefs had to come do theirs. But really, passing the blame doesn't mean anything. It's all the same system. So whether the league kicks them out or the team kicks them out, doesn't matter. Same thing, even if you want to extend it to Kaepernick. Doesn't matter who does it. It's all the same system. They got to operate the same way because the NFL set that standard. So just because the league doesn't do something doesn't mean, oh, well, the teams get to sit on their hands either. No, the standard is people are outraged. You got to do something. Anyway, that goes all the way into this point. So it's different. I'm not saying it's the same. This is the first time the video was released. And so it wasn't like they said, okay, you're okay, Kareem Hunt. And then the video came out to the public and they were like, oh crap, never mind, you're not okay. No, this is the first time everyone saw the video. And from what we were told, Kareem Hunt wasn't truthful about what actually happened. And so that is one thing. Now, Ray Rice was truthful. Everybody knew what happened on that video. So that's a terrible situation. This one, not the exact same. So if you never saw the video and the police did not charge, the police saw the video. The police didn't charge Kareem Hunt. The police didn't pursue Kareem Hunt. They knew what was on the video. And so if you're the team, you're the NFL, we don't know exactly what happened that night. He told us one thing. The police said we're not charging him. Okay, I can see why they let this sit for a year. And it wasn't like they didn't try. So the NFL tried to get the video, but were unsuccessful. And so to me, if they got the video, they would assess how bad it was, slapped him on the wrist a little bit, and made sure it didn't go public. But they didn't get the video. And so now here we are. So anyway, is it justified? It's tough. So these are the distinctions people got to make. And I don't know the 100% facts, but from what has been said and from what I saw in the video, this isn't a spouse. This isn't, his wife, his girlfriend, anything like that. This isn't family. These are, for all intents and purposes, strangers, to him and his group. And so when you have strangers, this is not domestic violence. Everybody's like domestic abuse, domestic violence. This is not domestic violence. This is assault. This is, altercation, physical altercation between two citizens. That's assault and battery, and assault on both parts because everybody was hitting everybody. And so, I don't know the full story. From what I can tell, they were, it's a typical, I won't say groupie, that's demeaning, I don't know that. But these are typical fans, let's say, people that were attracted to the group Kareem Hunt was with. And they wanted to go with them, they wanted the girls to go with them to the room. They wanted to do stuff. The girls weren't down. They kicked the girls out, and one of the girls kind of made a big scene about it, like slamming or knocking on the door, making noise, yada yada. And eventually, when they were just trying to, say it's over with, the main girl antagonist in this, she used racial slurs to Kareem Hunt, called him this, and that. That set him off, and that's what we saw in the video. So, did she do anything illegal per se? I mean, you could talk about hate crime, but not really, because we don't know what she said, and even still, that's not the same. So did she do anything illegal to him, or did she physically assault him or anything? No. Was she threatening his life or anything? No. Okay. Or we don't know, but from what the people in the witnesses said, no. She was just insulting him. And so him retaliating to her was his own choice. Now, was the retaliation like bad enough? That's the ugly part that people get into, because automatically people say, well, it's a man and a woman. He's physically strong. He's an NFL player, all these different topics. When you really get down to it, none of that really matters. You don't get, the law isn't triggered after a threshold of brutality. It isn't like, okay, this is battery after, or, this is assault after you beat him up this bad. That's not how this works. But in the court of public opinion, that's how people talk. And so the fact is, once you put hands on people, you're already talking about possible battery. And again, now to the extent that the police want to pursue it or things of that nature, yes, that depends on intent and all those good things, and depending on the state you're in, of course. But again, the police saw this, they saw the whole incident, and they said it wasn't enough. Now, the whole thing is he brutalized the woman and kicked her. No, he did not. No, he did not. He didn't kick her in the way it's being portrayed. And I'm not saying it's okay because it wasn't bad, but I'm just saying the spin on the media right now on that video is way off kilter. And so if you watch the video, you see clearly he was upset. Clearly he wanted to physically harm her. People were holding him back and he was kind of getting his way around it and physically assaulting her. She was going back and forth with him. And so, yes, all intents and purposes, he wanted to fight with her or whatever for what she said. However, that isn't what went down. And so, again, the police saw this. The police then pursued charges. So, my question was, and I already know the answer, but my question was, and I'm not saying one way or the other, right or wrong, my question to the NFL would be, and the Chiefs would be, if those were men in that video, would he be released right now? That's my only question. And I would like to hear a response. Of course, I'm not going to, but I would venture to guess that the answer would be no. And so that's the double standard. That's the ugly double standard. Again, I don't condone anything he did. I'm not justifying anything he did. He definitely got triggered. Now, it's one thing like Joe Mixon, which is a whole nother, I could get in trouble for that, but that's one thing. Somebody spit in your face or hit you and you retaliate. You could call me wrong, but I'm going to debate you on that all day. That's different. This isn't that. This is somebody insulting you as a adult, whether you're a man or a woman. You don't need to take it to violence. That's your choice. And at that point, you've chosen to do that. And so I'm not justifying anything he did, but I am saying this double standard, because of the court of public opinion, is what led us to this point. Because again, if those were men, my question would be, would this have been handled the same way? And I would venture to tell you no, just based off the history of the NFL and how they react. They're doing this to CYA to cover their own self. And so, I don't know. It's tough. It's annoying. Not saying that he shouldn't be, in trouble or anything, but it's annoying that the NFL, and not just the NFL, I'm not going to just paint them as the villain. It's all of anybody now, mostly business, but almost anybody now with a brand. They want to make it look like they're the good guys. They want to say, hey, their intentions aren't pure. They're not good. But that's the thing. In the court of public opinion, in the social media world, people don't care about intention. People don't care about people doing the right thing. All people want is their pound of flesh. All they want to do is see that somebody is getting in trouble for doing something that they personally don't like. Now, on the flip side of that, the NFL is just trying to avoid criticism. They don't care about what's actually, right and wrong. They want to make money, and they know people complaining like with the Ray Rice situation is bad for business. And so they are going to do whatever they got to do and throw whoever they got to throw under the bus so they can continue to make money. Same thing they did to Ray Rice. Same thing they doing to Colin Kaepernick. It's messed up. It's a messed up system. This isn't new. It's a different form. It looks different, but it's not new. This is what the NFL does. And for people that would, it's always somebody. I applaud the NFL. I applaud the Chiefs for what they did. Yada, yada, yada. They don't care. They don't really care. The only thing they really care about is their bottom line. And so at the time of the Ray Rice situation, not only did I say they set a precedence, but what I also said is that Roger Goodell accepted the NFL as a moral authority figure. And I told people at the time that was a huge mistake. Businesses aren't and shouldn't be the moral authority of anything, much like celebrities shouldn't be. Now, they have the stage and we could talk about personal responsibility, but the fact is, by the actual law, they shouldn't be the moral authority. And so everyone talking about what the NFL should do or what this business should do. And if it's not illegal, then they're operating fine. But people wanting them to make a statement, to be political, to take a side, to tell us what's right and wrong. And ever since that Ray Rice thing, this is what Goodell opened the NFL up to. Because if they stood pat, like some businesses have, and say, well, that's not our business. We're not here to write the laws or tell you which laws is right or if the police did their job. No, we're here to run our business. If they would have stayed pat, they would have got backlash and it would have blew over. But the fact is, Goodell accepted that position, and ever since, whenever something happens, everybody's right at the front door. Okay, NFL, what are you going to do about it? And not only because he accepted that position by letting the public dictate Ray Rice, but also because they messed that up so bad. And so now, like we know, every time something happens, people want an explanation. And so the latest victim of that is Kareem Hunt. Again, was he right? Was he justified? Not saying all that. Should he be punished? That's definitely up for debate. I'm not saying yes or no. I think that's definitely on the table. All I would say is the way it went down is not fair to anybody, is what I would say. So anyway, go to the comment section. Let me know what you think about the whole Kareem Hunt situation. Share it around, get the convo started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for listening.